Hey guys, you're probably wondering why you're so far away. Well, I actually just got a second mic, an Oktava MK-219. This was recommended by one of my professors at Malone, and what we're going to do is we're going to compare it to the Shure SM57, which I've been using on all of my drum vids as my overheads. Now you will see that they are both positioned right here, and this is where I've been using my Shure for all of my vids except the first one, and then we're going to hear them both on the same drum thing, and then we're going to move them around and we're going to get some different sound ideas, and then we're going to go from there on which one for my drums sound best. But then too, this can help you guys as basically a microphone comparison on drums and different mic placements, so that way on your drums you can go out and you can experiment. So here we go. And this is spot 1, which is typically my normal spot but since I have two mics, I had to jar them a little bit, but it's going to be just about the same sound, so let's go. Alright, so after myself reviewing both sound files, I feel that the Shure mic has more brights, which it does, and the cymbals bleed more. And the snare drum just really pops. And as well, there's not a lot of resonance. As with the MK-219, the cymbals don't bleed as much. They're a lot less piercing. The snare drum's a little less piercing, and I can hear a little bit more low end. Now, granted, I am using Sennheiser HD380 Pros. They are top quality, top line headphones. I would recommend listening with good quality headphones or speakers, or else it's just gonna sound like bleed and sound like laptop crap. But that's my opinion on that spot here, which it's not bad. In this spot, I would choose still my Shure, because even though there was a little bit more cymbal bleed, with a little bit of EQ, it can still sound nice. Now the Oktava MK-219 brain fart, it still sounds good, but that's not its spot, and microphones sound better in different spots. That will happen. So let's now move them to somewhere else and see where we go. Alright, so the next mic spot, front of the drum kit, and the mics are about 2 arm lengths away, actually exactly from the front of the bass drum. And I'm about 5'8", so my arms are probably maybe a foot and a half long, so maybe about 2 or 3 feet in front of the drum kit. And they are positioned at basically the exact same point, the exact same spot, pointing at almost the exact same location, which is roughly right around the tom, the high tom, the crash, and the snare drum. So we'll see how this sounds. Alright, so after that time around, I'm going to say this first. The Oktava MK-219 has two buttons on the mic. Well, two switches. The first one is a 10 dB gain and drop. I currently have that's where it kicks down 10 dB, or else eventually the mic would probably blow. And as well, there's also I want to say it's a in-tune EQ, which actually drops a little bit of the bass. Now the first test, unfortunately, I didn't have it off. I did not realize that. So I'm not going to leave it raw, but I think with this test you're going to get a better feel of what it would sound here. And basically, from what I heard, the Shure is still keeping a lot of the highs going, but especially with the floor toms and bass, they just kind of drop out. With the MK-219, there's a lot of bass and there's a lot of low end, which is great for a room mic. Again, these are pure raw. There's no EQ, and there's no bass mic like I typically have. But the MK-219 is definitely giving me a lot more low end, which is very good indeed, because now I could run a one mic set with that and call it a day, or I could do a combo of both and get many highs with the Shure, but get a lot of depth with the a 219 and no bass mic. But I'm still going to keep the bass mic when I do record songs. But as of right now, it looks like that the MK-219 might be giving off a better sound, because that was a really nice clear sound. There was nothing overpowering. It was all balanced. And we're gonna actually try a setup in the way that my professor told me to. And these are set as well at the same gain. They're just a little bit under half on my M Audio mobile pre, and then in the in Pro Tools 9 they are at 0, both of them. So they are obtaining the same volume of sound, and you can clearly tell as well that the MK-219 had more volume, because I guess I should have said this in the beginning, but I'm going to go ahead and say it now. The Shure SM57 is a dynamic mic. Okay, short story. I used to stutter a lot, and I was in my college's prayer room on Thursday, the National Collegiate Day of Prayer, and God healed me, and I am stutter free just about. So, amen. But the Shure SM57's a dynamic mic, and the Oktava MK-219's a condenser mic, which that does need a phantom power. I have it on, and it's on for technically both of them, but that will not affect the Shure it doesn't at all. It's just power. But so I'm going to set up now both mics in some really different ways. They're not going to be in the same spot. This is going to be basically what my professor recommended, and he is an engineering genius. So let's do that. Alright guys, now to show you this new and different placement that each of them are in different spots. Now, what we tried at my professor's studio was that we put a Shure here, and this is a good 4 or 5, maybe 3 to 4 feet out, maybe 5 or 6, and it's really low and it's pointed directly at the snare drum. So we're gonna try that there. Then as well, we got the MK-219 back a lot farther. So this is now good 6 to 10 feet away from the drum kit. And this is where he said ideally it should be. So we're gonna try here and that one there. We're gonna see where this goes. Okay, now you're probably wondering why you're really close up in my face. That is because I was listening to the sound of files through Pro Tools. So I exported them out and then I listened to them with my headphones again through laptop sound system. And they do sound different. So now my choice has changed to one of the MK Oktava room subs. I'm thinking the far back one as my personal favorite. I was going to say that the final spot for the SM57 was going to be good, but through normal means of sound, the bass drum was prominent greatly, but the rest of it lacked. And this is why a good sound engineer and a good producer should export what they feel is good and test it in different areas like cars and laptop speakers, because then it sounds different. Luckily I did that and caught that, and I'm changing this. So my personal pick is the final spot or the second spot for the MK-219, and I do apologize for the popping. I mean, I did them both on just a little bit under half gain, but when I do my next videos I will turn that down a little bit more and we'll go from there. So I'm on spring break and I will have a cover or two coming up, so adios and take care. God bless.